Are you tired of advertising nonsense? Are you tired of non-performing campaigns, untrackable results, dealing with an army of vendors every month? Have you come to the realization that you are paying multiple vendors for the same? Are you fed up with throwing tens of thousands of dollars at the wall every month and hoping enough sticks to hit your numbers? You should be. If every vendor that claims sales attribution for your monthly traffic and sales volume is right, practically every country's sales would be up 600, 800, 1,000%. Nonsense. We guarantee a rock bottom minimum of 50 highly qualified, high intent to purchase, delivering, stealing the competitors' customers, saving their own customers from jumping ship, and doing it all for one insane low flat fee. We do for you what no other vendor can do. Why? Because we can. There are 12 vital things you don't have or you're not doing every month to increase your sales. How can I say that? Because we know for a fact that we are the only vendor doing what we do for you. We steal traffic from your competitor's website. 2, we poach every visitor in your market to the big sites, by the way, that you may be spending thousands of dollars every month with. We tag and push ads relentlessly to every buyer that conducts search on these big consumer sites. Nobody is doing this now but us. 3, we are the only company that is doing true cross-device ad placement. What's it mean? It means when Joe does a search on his laptop, we follow him with your ad on over 700,000 websites, apps, and games on all of his other devices. His mobile device, his tablet, his laptop, his home computer. Complete domination and coverage. 4 and 5, spouse targeting. The mobile ID of every buyer in the U.S. 280 million mobile IDs and counting. Costs a fortune, but we literally have the mobile ID for every buyer in your market. So whether Mrs. Joe car buyer ever searches as soon as her husband, or vice versa, does, we tag her mobile device and follow her relentlessly with your ads until they both come in. Spooky, huh? I know. 6, brand keyword search. Our program creates specific from your description pages in real time and pushes those ads to the buyers searching for that on any site or app in real time. Extreme exclusivity and protection. We won't target you with our program, and we will give you exclusive targeting of your competitors. By the way, at 15 to 25 sales per month per competitor, you don't want to be targeted with our program. Automatic be-back program. 365 days, they will be followed relentlessly with your best be-back offer. Eliminate all fraud and wasted ad spends from your digital budget with triple verified ad placement. Continuous ad placements following your buyer for up to 6 months based on their buying behavior. Smart funnels. Dynamically change the creative in real time based on the buyer behavior. The right ad at the right time to the right person throughout the buying process. Look, we bombard your buyers with your ad from the moment that they start searching in the comfort of their own home, on their laptop or computer. Follow them on their mobile devices everywhere they go to the tune of 700,000 plus websites, apps, and games with an astonishing industry record-setting 4 million bids per second all day, all night, while they look at their devices 150 times a day. Your ad is pushed nonstop where your buyer has their eyeballs glued 4 to 5 hours a day. We win your ad placement more than anybody else in the game, period. Go peacefully to sleep every night, knowing that every single buyer that has expressed intent to buy in their market is being relentlessly followed with their best offer. Clients routinely slash their digital budgets and jettison their accounts when they realize that we are targeting the same buyer, and instead of a one-time hit, we are pushing their ads to the buyer constantly every step of the way while they're in market. Don't believe me? Think you've heard this all before? I don't blame you. That you haven't heard what we have to share with you from any other vendor. It's easy for me to put our money where our mouth is. If you want to get the full story, call now. Make a black and white decision about our offer and whether you believe it's far, far better to target your competitors with our program than to be targeted. I thank you for watching and giving us the opportunity to help you every month. Call now. Thank you.
Probably for the first 30 days, we ended up getting, we dropped 4,200 names into the campaign. We ended up closing about, I want to say 92 sales, if I'm not mistaken. So we did 92 sales off of those 4,000, and it cost us nothing. I mean, it was so minuscule. The cost per sale was absolutely the lowest I've ever paid anybody for a cost of sale.
Did you break 6 figures on your profit?
No, absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely. We ended up doing the 92 sales ended up bringing us about a total of $212,000 in gross after everything. So that's right side, that's front end, back end. And again, you know, we do internet sales, we do people that are in their cars for maybe 6 months to a year sometimes, and we're getting them out of them. So we have some people that are buried in their cars and got some upside down, some negative equity, whatever you want to call it. And even with that, we ended up breaking $2,000 a copy. So we're very happy. The only thing I can really compare this to is like having a tent sale. There's nothing else like it in the traditional marketing and advertising sense in a car dealership. The closest anybody's come in a direct mail piece would probably be a Capital One. Capital One sends out to their customers, pre-approves them for a certain amount, they're taking on the loans, so ends up being a pretty good closing ratio, but it's still a drop in the bucket. We had a lot of pushback in the beginning because nobody knew what to expect. Everybody was saying, okay, you're going to spend this much for what? For what? They're going to make the phones ring? They're going to send out? The biggest issue that we had wasn't pushback because of the amount of money we were spending or the doubt. It was in, is this legal? Is this something we should be doing? And ended up, we looked at everything and everything checked out. Everything ends up being on the up and up. So that's like the biggest moment for us. Going forward, if I had my say, if it was up to me, if I was king of the world, that's all we do. We would do nothing but find little ways to making phone campaigns to where we're calling customers and to get different types of customers in the building. That's it. That's all we do. We wouldn't spend the money that we're spending on digital advertising and pay-per-click and AdWords and billboards and radio. None of that would exist. I was expecting the best, but we ended up getting it. It was great, and we didn't know what we were going to see.
Obviously, I was a little hesitant. We had never done these type of phone calls. We heard about the technology a little bit, but wasn't very privy of how it worked and how to set up the store for it. So we did our first run with it, and it worked pretty successful. We weren't set up properly for it because we weren't, we just had never done it before. So we needed to know, exactly, how many people we needed to be able to pick up the calls, the amount of volume of the calls that come in, how to handle the calls, how to answer the phone calls, and training was an issue at the beginning. They've done a good job. They've really helped out and stepped up and come in and helped us get guys up to training, up to par to answer the phone calls, to handle the phone calls, which is increased business for us. And it's a different way of advertising than we've ever done. It's a lot different than your typical mailers that we're so standard of doing, and it's a lot cheaper. And we've gotten better results from it, so we're happy. Excellent service. They've been on top of it. They've worked with us, with getting the right data. I think data has a lot to do with whether it's successful or not. Obviously, them coming in and actually training the guys on how, with word tracks and things like that has made it much easier for us to get these guys trained up and answering the phone properly. Definitely impressed on how many phone calls we did get out of, how many that we sent out, how many called back. It was good. We out of 2,000 phone calls, we had 900 calls come back into the store, 75 appointments set up, and 25 sold, which is very impressive for what it was for just a 3-day call spree. So definitely happy with the results. I would suggest that you jump on board while it's hot.
Hello, this is Dan Krenzel, one of the proud owners of North American Financial. And when I first talked with the title rep and she told me that she had a guy that could get my phone to ring more than it's ever rang before, I was real skeptical. I'm sure you could agree. I mean, we've heard this a million times. But I was kind of reluctant, but still took the call, talked to Mark on the phone, and I liked what he had to say. And he said that he could make my phone ring more than anybody has ever made it ring. And in the mortgage business, making our phone ring, especially for refis or even purchase business, is something that will definitely help me. So I was in. I said, okay, show me what you can do. So it was a Wednesday night. I remember it so vividly. He told me, okay, how many calls do you want? I said, what is this, a video game? You're going to tell me how many calls you can get? And he said, yes. I said, well, just show me what you can do. In that 2.5 hour span, he got over 70 phone calls that came into my cell phone. Now, I couldn't even answer all of them. I didn't even know that it was 70. He was texting me while the calls were coming in, telling me that I was missing calls and kind of laughing at me. And I was doing everything I could to sell a deal. And I almost got a huge refi. It was like an $800,000 refi. Huge deal off of that first night of calls. So obviously that got my attention. And from there, I bought the software. They go through exactly the qualifications that I've set for them, and then they hot transfer the leads over to me. This system is amazing. The revenue that I've created has been huge. I wanted to mention the customer service that I've had has been, bar none, just amazing. Whenever we have a problem, or whenever we have a bug, or whenever there's something usually we don't understand, it's not even a problem, just a way to use the system, we have a team always in place that's ready there for us to help us. And I would recommend it to anybody that's looking to increase their business. Definitely take a look at this program. Thank you very much.